everybody, welcome! My name is Ursa Ryan, and today I think this game is going to be fantastic. It's going to be rather a pilgrimage into something that I have not done on this channel before. This could be, possibly, one of the most overpowered and broken city builds that I've ever seen. And to give you a little bit of context, I must take you back a couple of weeks. I took part in the wonderful 2024 Civ Give, an amazing large multiplayer game where we raised tens of thousands of dollars for charity. Spoiler alert, I did quite well, but by doing so, I committed what I think is a little bit of a sin. You see, one of my opponents, the wonderful WhiteandNerdyTV, fantastic streamer and YouTube extraordinaire, bit like me, haha, well, they created a city so powerful that this one city was by itself generating somewhere in the region of 1,800 to 2,000 tourism per turn. Yes, that's right, a single city. It was a city so powerful that it was single-handedly winning White and Nerdy the game, and I was forced, again, spoilers, to nuke it and raise it, and by doing so, well, it's been several weeks since the Civ Give, and whilst I needed to do it to win, I still feel inherently dirty. I destroyed something magical. So today is a bit of a pilgrimage. We are going to be diving into the tech tree, into the wonderful Golden Gate Bridge, the source of White and Nerdy's power, a wonder that to this point I was very much underestimating, and we'll explain a little bit why in a bit. But my pilgrimage is to make a city, a Golden Gate city that can rival, if not beat, the one that White and Nerdy used against me in a multiplayer game. This build is going to be one of the most ridiculous tourism builds you've ever seen, and it's only going to require basically one city. I would very much encourage you to go along to Discord to get the save file. You can play alongside me because this game has been rigged up for the most ridiculous tourism challenge ever. We're playing Bull Moose Teddy and all of his wonderful, appealing nature. We're going to be making sure that we pick up Raina and her forestry management. We're going to be beelining the Golden Gate Bridge and also the Eiffel Tower. But even more than that, we're going to be making sure that we dive into the engineering tree to pick up some lesser known engineers that in this particular game are going to be very useful, namely Alvar Aalto and Charles Correa. Our aim is to basically navigate and explore this very large, standard-sized 7 seas map and find the perfect Golden Gate location. And we're going to create a wonderful, wonderful thing. Only 5 players on this 8-player map. I have created quite a bit of space. It is regular deity difficulty with standard speed and only Barb Clans mode on. No other game mode. I want to show you just how broken this strategy is without it. And as you can see, we have 2 settlers because we have started on a medieval start today. You know by now, if you've watched this channel, I am a massive fan of later game starts. I think they are really, really fun. I would strongly encourage you to have a go with them if you haven't before. So get yourself excited. Get yourself a lovely warm cup of tea with, you know, a little something extra in it. No, viewer, not that something extra. I meant you putting milk in your tea, not that jar of whiskey that you have and no, stop it. I've caught you. Put it down. Put the bottle that good. Now just watch this video. It's too early in the morning for that. Dear oh dear. Let's get going. Turn 136, aka turn 1. And when you are playing on later starts like I am, you will notice that my government options are there. We can actually pick a government from the first turn. And as part of that, we actually have a bunch of civics unlocked. I would always recommend picking a government before you put your settler down. We're going to go for Classical Republic for the great person points. And because we're America, that means we have 2 wildcard policies. We're going to go straight for Revelation so that I can get a religion as fast as possible. There's no 3 builder card because we don't have feudalism yet, so we can't make the 3 builders into 5. Never mind. I will, though, instead go for the builder card, urban planning, and diplomatic league to make sure that we are getting 2 envoys whenever we meet a city-state. Now we look at the beautiful appeal because, of course, we're playing Bull Moose Teddy, all part of the mission to make the most amazing city. All tiles in a city with a national park are +1 appeal. Remember that, we'll come back to that later, but for now, we've played Bull Moose on this channel enough by now. Breathtaking tiles either give me science or culture depending on the terrain around them. What I am looking for specifically is a breathtaking tile that is next to both a wood and a mountain. Then it'll get all of the yields that I want. As you can see from the start, I have none of that stuff. I have absolutely none of that stuff. It's rubbish. wish. I realized actually I should have probably put God King in, right? Oh no, God King is gone. I was wondering why I hadn't seen it. It's obsolete. That's fine. I was thinking we should have got a Pantheon. Never mind. There is no breathtaking tile around me at all, which absolutely sucks because we have a floodplain start and a rainforest start. Just a typical Teddy start for you. But if we remove this rainforest, the appeal will start climbing very quickly. Specifically, +3, +3. Both of those will become +4 when the rainforest is removed. So if I settle in place on this Plains Hill, that'll have fresh water and it'll actually create really good appeal on those tiles. So I like that. Let's just get the city founded. And as you can see, bam, yeah, look at that. The yields have appeared already. Fantastic. Oh dear audience, you know by now that the wonderful people that support me on Ko-fi and Patreon really do help me to flourish on my YouTube channel. They help me to create the content that I like to make. They help to take the pressure of the algorithm away. I really like to thank them by making sure that all of my cities are named after these wonderful people. Thank you again for all of your support on all of the platforms and for people who like and subscribe and all that jazz. Massively helps me to do what I want to do. Mr. Fancy Sweatpants. These names still get me every time. They really do. Let's quickly start to chop out and we'll get the settler moving. I think probably up the river. That's not a bad idea. We don't really want to be settling towards anything that's really bad appeal. But don't forget, for me, yes, it is really good to have breathtaking tiles and I like breathtaking tiles, but the main thing I would like to do is actually focus on engineering points. So we're going to go apprenticeship to start with. This is going to be a very strange low appeal build because the appeal in the cities that do not have Golden Gate Bridge are going to be very much less than the appeal of the city that does have it. Like these don't matter. And actually looking at this particular setup, you can see already we might be able to do something just a little bit special here. It's not quite a fidget spinner, but I can put a dam there, which means if I was to put another city on that tile, we could still make a pretty good industrial zone medley. It's not perfect. I would like something there ideally. Let's keep it in mind though. Let's keep it in mind. And let's get started immediately. Yeah, Magnus in. We want to get some settlers out as fast as possible. We work on feudalism as quickly as we can to get more builders. I love late game starts. I really do. They are so much fun. I'm going to put provision in. We're going to put surplus logistics in. We'll save one governor for Amani when we find city-states. But you just get to the fun bit of the game so much quicker. We can actually remove all of the terrain. We have all of the abilities to get the luxuries. We've only missed the classical era great people. It's really good. I just love this style of play. I think it's really fun. We've also got all of the wonders in play, which is really important. We do want to get Mausoleum as soon as we can. Mausoleum is very important as well as all of the engineers. So we're going to go feudalism and then rush to humanism to get invention as fast as possible. Oh, there's so much stuff we want, ladies and gentlemen. There's so much stuff. Let's get another builder and see if we can just pump this city out as quickly as possible. I'm so excited about this. All of my units are going to quite aggressively start to explore. The idea being we want to know as much about this map as quickly as possible. I really want to find any possible location for the Golden Gate Bridge. It's going to be amazing. City number 2. Dr. Bobby does have a lot of choppable resources. Not a very high appeal, but again, we can create a lot of good appeal later. Let's just start removing all of the rainforest and going from there. I do want to make my own religion, so we should make some profit points at some point. And the holy sites are going to feed into this because the holy sites, of course, will increase the appeal of tiles around them. But I think I'd rather just go for a bunch of builders right at this beginning bit. There's mass production, and let's make Dr. Bobby get the extra trade. No, I'm actually going to give the route to Dr. Bobby to start with. Venice. First meet 2 envoys, and we can immediately suzerain them and learn more about the land. And this is where the map is going to be really exciting. What are we looking for? We are looking for anywhere Golden Gate Bridge can be. It needs a very specific amount of stuff. It has to be built on coast. It must run straight across the hex between 2 land tiles, and it must have water either side of it. I will show you the sort of places it can go, but for instance, it can't go on this little lake because there's not water either side of it, and this is too big. We'll just keep an eye out for stuff. Right, Amani, you go to Venice for now, but we'll move you on very quickly. The more we explore, the more city-states we find, the more of the map we reveal. The faster we do that, the more locations like this one. Now, this, for instance, is a possibility. That would just go straight across. The only reason it's saying it can't at the moment is because we haven't discovered the coast on the other side, but this would be a location that we could possibly build Golden Gate. So we'll kind of keep an eye on that. I'm going to just mark on the map any location we find that is technically available. Halong Bay, Upper Noi, again, discover the map for me. Thank you very much. This is a little too far. 2 tiles? Alas, we can't work with that. That's too much for us. There's the trade route. There we go. Iron. Oh, delicious iron in a tribal village. How utterly useless for us, but never never mind. Start getting some luxuries down already. Dr. Bobby, you've got it going on. Might pop a holy site down in this first city, to be honest. I mean, I would really like to get the industrial zones, but the religion's important for me to get because I'd like to start feeding the world. To be honest, the actual adjacency of the holy site itself doesn't matter particularly. I just need to improve tiles around it. Actually, this is a really good spot down there because that actually improves tiles around it. Yeah, the actual faith per turn, ignore the faith per turn on the holy site. That doesn't matter. It is purely the building it, which is the important thing. Oh, another natural wonder. Wow, what a start. Hong Kong, show me the world. And okay, cool. Right, 2 tile lakes are useless. We can't do anything with this. Has to be bigger. Got a holy site down there as well. Does that make sense? Is that a good place to put it? I don't even, oh no, on this tile. This tile probably better because I might be able to rescue this one. Yeah, okay. Keep chucking out builders for a second. We like builders. Builders are a lot of fun. And now we can start chopping up. This is what I really like about these later starts. The chops are so effective. Holy site finished already. Let's get the shrine in and then we can start getting, look at all these tiles we're now rescuing in my capital. Brilliant. The next holy site must go down now. Zulu. I'm really hoping Zulu just don't attack me immediately. Nearby city. Well, we'll see if we can friend them. Friendship? No. But delegation. Open borders is a later game start. We can probably be friends with them if we're really quite clever about this. They don't want my diplo favor. Do you want my iron? You do want my iron. I'm just going to sell the iron immediately. Sure. Giving iron to the Zulu. What could go wrong? What could go wrong? Nothing, if you ask me. Absolutely nothing could go wrong. That was Bologna, by the way. Amani, start your tour in Bologna. I'm going to do one thing that I sometimes do. I'm going to start leaving marks on city-states that I have suzerained, and that will just remind me of the ones that I've already got the era score from. Just a nice little handy thing to do sometimes when you need to just jump this. Oh, Cahokia has been met, and Amani's already in there. Okay, fine, good to know. And here's the Pantheon. I could go for a builder. We could go for tiles with breathtaking appeal, gain 1 faith. That's really handy for later because we're going to be needing to build quite a lot of national parks. Praying in those parks is quite handy. However, I have some other improvements such as plantations I've got a few of. I did set the settings of this map to sparse resources in order to make sure that we had the maximum opportunity to build an amazing Golden Gate city. So maybe that's not the most important thing. We could go Divine Spark. River Goddess I've kind of mucked up already. No, I think we're going to go for the Earth Goddess. It's Teddy. Who are we joking? Let's just put the faith on all of these wonderful breathtaking tiles. It's clearly how we're just supposed to work here. It's the only thing we're legally allowed to do, and that's fine. We'll start to chop this holy site out now as well. Shrine is done. That means we're going to be getting 4 profit points in per turn. We could build the temple as well quickly. I'll get the aqueduct in first. Then we'll probably look to get the industrial zone in and then start to build a bit of a settler hub as I build up 320 gold and then just buy a settler to put in this 3rd tile. If I can get this industrial zone network set up as soon as possible, that'd be really awesome. Aha, right. Now this again is a good spot for a Golden Gate because it crosses that particular lake. We are looking for somewhere, by the way, that has no desert or no floodplain around it. Those 2 things will severely limit how good the city will be. Tundra's fine. Tundra I can put woods on, but desert and floodplain can never be improved, which is really, really annoying. So we'll keep that in mind. We need as many locations as we can before we pick. We don't have to pick where our ultimate city is for some time. Like, it doesn't need to be an immediate choice. A little bit of gold per turn trading with Zulu. Now I can afford to get this settler out as soon as possible. Let's settle all of my cities. Barbs are fighting Zulu. Lovely. And I don't have to worry about my archer getting killed. I like that. Aqueduct is finished. The industrial zone is almost ready to be put down as well. Okay, here's Zulu City. I have a horrible feeling they're just sending a bunch of army over in my direction immediately. I literally built a huge map in the hope that I would have the space to not have to worry about the AI just beelining me, but I think that's exactly what's happening today. Hey, no matter. Sometimes this stuff just happens. You have to roll with it. Holy site is finished. Okay, cool. We're getting loads of profit points. This is really good. Don't worry. Feed the World is going to make this so worth it. Gemma, wanted to meet you. Where do you live? I don't know, but I have feudalism and that's what matters at the moment for me. Serfdom, urban planning, revelation, diplomatic league, all of that stuff still works out really well. Where are you? Over here. Okay, good to know. Let's now go for civil service into monarchy, get my government going as fast as possible. And we'll do the whole delegation open borders thing as well. Oh, you're gonna have to pay for that, am I? Fine. Just want to be friends with people or don't want to have to fight in this early stage. We have too important a mission. Our mission is to build Golden Gate. That's what we're really after today. Okay, people are buying Diplo favor now. Excellent. That sets me up really nicely. City number 3. And as I mentioned, it looks like Zulu are starting to attack me already, which is just wonderful. At least I've got an archer in this city. Wolfman, what I'm going to need you to do is probably just go straight into the industrial industrial zone building. Maybe we'll have to just make sure that we have another couple of archers here just to pad my defenses out a touch. There's a lot of city-state troops around me that I can probably levy or lean on if I need to. Apprenticeship now means that we can get man-at-arms, but also the industrial zone. I'm going to go machinery now just to unlock the crossbows. Again, do I trust Zulu not to attack me? Absolutely not. Oh, again, another spot here for a golden gate. There is desert and a lot of water around. I don't know if this is going to be the best location. Yeah, Zulu are really not going to be chill, are they? I can sense on my chillometer the Zulu are not going to be chill. Never mind. We'll get these industrial zones sorted as soon as possible. And I'll start to hopefully chop out a couple of archers in this area as well. Let's get these defenses up as soon as possible. Oh, I'm just going to go straight for my capital, are they? Interesting choice. Nanmadol. All of these city-states will be fantastic for me later down the line. Bologna, by the way, I did discover. That's good. Everyone else has been taken for now. There's no point moving Armani. Just hold there for a bit. Yep. Okay. Zulu's now he's just going straight for my capital. That's wild. Royally dislike that one. So I'm just having to actually use my starting economy to train troops, which is rubbish. Yep. They're just going to now wait in my land. Of course you are. Move this archer over there and chop out this one. Okay. So now we have 2 archers with a 3rd one on the way. We've got walls now starting to pop up. Like, this isn't a problem for me. I don't have to worry about this particularly. It's just annoying. Yep, there's much weakness in you. A surprise war. It's not a surprise. It's really not a surprise when you give me this much warning. But sure. Okay, this is okay. We have a decent amount of defense at the moment. Once the walls start getting put up as well, I think we're going to be absolutely fine. Have you met Zulu? No, Kema hasn't met Zulu. I was just thinking, can I just convince you to join in the war on my side? But alas, not going to happen. We're probably going to do a little bit of pillaging here, just stopping me from building my districts, but the walls are now up in my capital, which is a great start. Let's kill that spearman really quickly. 1 troop down. Now start attacking the horsemen. All the while, just making sure that the walls are pretty much done. They're almost cooked. They're almost ready to go. Oh, another golden gate opportunity over here, seemingly. Keep an eye on that. It doesn't matter how close to my city the golden gate is. I can move the settler over large parts of the map. That'll be fine. Okay, yep, they're just going straight for my archer. That's fine, but you didn't kill it. And now I've got the walls up. So really, you kind of left that one a bit late and your horsemen can now just get destroyed. You let me get my walls up and I think you're going to regret that now. Actually, the golden gate could go on either of these 2 tiles in the north. Exciting news. Oh. As I say, a Tundra golden gate actually sounds really quite good. Oh, that catapult just took quite a bit of my wall off, but that's not a problem. If I can get 250 gold, we can buy a crossbow and just start upgrading this really quickly. There you go. Right, there's 1 crossbow. Now we can just start decimating that catapult really quickly. The defenses are good. The defenses are really quite sound. We just need to hold on now. Hold on for dear life. Machinery means my defenses are as strong as I'm going to need them to be for some time. I actually don't want to uncover Niter for as long as I can, so we're going to work on the top of the map. But actually, no, you know what? I do probably just need to go for Golden Gate. Let's go for education quickly. Pick up the university. I do want a couple of campuses to make sure we have some signs. There's Indonesia. Hello, have you met Zulu? Zulu hasn't met anyone. That's a shame. Oh, Indonesia really wants horses though. That's fun. And we've got a lot of diplomatic favor to sell as well. Catastrophic eruption. This is not the time. Oh, 3 tiles just removed. It's actually left some really good yields up there. But unfortunately, my holy site is now on fire. But now we have a religion. The first person to do so. Let's quickly go and make it. Yeah, Zulu, where's your army? Where's your army gone? It seems to have just disappeared. Who knows what's happened to it? Oh yeah, that's right. I killed it all. Okay, temple finished. We're getting some engineering points. I would quite like all the engineering points I can. As I mentioned, we're going to go for humanism as soon as possible. Going to get rid of quite a nice wood over here, actually. Get the government plaza on. It's going to remove the yields on that tile. Not ideal, but we want to make sure we're getting all the good stuff here. And the wildcard policy is now available. Bastions. Yeah, my city strikes being tougher if Zulu does return would be quite entertaining. It's my best sort of like back off. I'm going to wait for this holy site to finish before putting my profit down. I just have a feeling that if it's pillaged, that city won't gain its religion, which is probably incorrect, but I'm not actually sure, so let's give it a go. There's the religion. What will help me to make a good golden gate? Reliquaries will probably help. A little bit more tourism always helps, but no, I think actually the best thing I can do is feed the world, just to really, really boost my empire, get through the tree as soon as possible. I could go for Defender of the Faith to keep me safe right now. We could go for cross-cultural dialogue to unlock the bridge fund. faster, but I think we're going to go pilgrimage so that I can make more national parks later into the game. Just casual stuff. And this is a horseman. I don't like the horseman. Bojack, get out of here. It's not on. It's not on. Wow, we have some really, really decent defenses now. And Feed the World is already starting in Mr. Fancy Sweatpants. We're soon. We're going to start to print settlers out, and then we'll have a bit of fun. Yeah, the catapult just wants to stay there, do you? Not going to happen. Not going to happen. Next up on governors, Pingala, get into Dr. Bobby. 7 population. There's a lot of Pingala fun to be had in that city. Now we beeline humanism. Let's go through guilds. Yeah, good start. As you know, scrap that. Monarchy, 2 temples, because here's our second. Yay for divine right. Yay for more population. Now I actually have Bologna, which means I could be getting extra engineering points, and I'd quite like to build those up as soon as I can. So maybe we do go workshop into Ancestral Hall. Let's do that. This is a really not bad location for a Golden Gate, actually. The problem is there's too much snow. Otherwise, this would have been perfect, but we're looking for a spot where I can just put loads of woods down. Once conservation hits, that's going to be good. Maybe this is actually not as bad spot as I feared. We'll see how this goes. Zulu will give me 4 gold per turn for peace. I feel like I won that war pretty handily. Very good. Very good indeed. This aqueduct is actually going to boost the production in my capital, because now that's a +6 industrial zone. Yeah, you better believe it is. Oh, delicious. And now let's get this industrial zone sorted. Almost got them all up and running. It doesn't matter if I miss any of the medieval era engineers. They are not so important. It's the modern era. That's when we need to be set up for. I mean, obviously getting a Theodore or Imhotep would be a really cool thing, which we're going to try and go for. We're not so worried about that. Can I have culture bombs, please? And can my religion be boosted, please? Put 2 votes in on each one. Yay, it worked. Here we go. The workshop is done. Ancestral Hall is now being built in my capital. Then we're going to start to settler spam. We're now getting improvements down in my nation, which means I can start selling luxuries for good amounts of gold and start trading with people. Excellent. Let's now unlock the dam. That will increase production in all these cities quite considerably as well. On 3 technology, I just got astronomy in a tribal village. Sure, I'll take it. That's awesome. Machu Picchu built. Tribal village claimed. New population in my capital. Very good. More tiles worked. More of them, I say. Second industrial zone sorted. I need all the gold to be able to just produce workshops, I think. Maybe we'll end up chopping it out. We'll chop this one out if we can. That's now 4 engineering points per turn. We need a lot more than this, because I don't think the age is going to last a huge amount more if we're going to get any of the medieval era ones. Keep going. Keep going. We'll find something fun. Age of Flood. Hello, I'm Corporal Ryan, and I've made myself a king again. People are always very excited by how happy that makes me, but I'm genuinely made happy by the fact that I'm a king. I have issues with feeling majorly grandiose in random locations. It's going to be useful. Diplomatic League is quite useful. Let's put Charismatic Leader in for more envoys. Equestrian Orders will make me more gold. Conscription will make me more gold. And then the Settler card goes in. Perfect, because now I can start to print settlers every 2 turns. Oh, perfect. It's exactly what we wanted to see. Connoisseur Pingala. This trade route is worth 5 food and 3 production internally. It's a very good trade route, this one. We'll keep it going into the Pingala city. Yeah, extra beautiful food in this city always helps. Rather than going for a workshop, let's focus on going for a delicious +5 campus. We've got to build our science up and get to the Golden Gate as soon as we can, especially if any of the civilizations we've met can build it in their capital. Like, that's always a bit of a risk. If they can do that, they may end up building it themselves, which is never good. Where is all the breathtaking land? Oh wait, that's right. There is barely any in this start. Lovely. Let's just start moving out in various directions, see if we can find stuff that'll help. Look at all these luxuries. Oh, nice. Bam. That makes me very happy. I'm just going to sell some dyes then. Can we chop out this workshop as well? 1 chop, 2 chop. Not quite. We've made another breathtaking tile, so it kind of makes sense. And a spare envoy. Excellent. Nazca. Show me what you know about this area of the map. Okay, this is not that good a Golden Gate area. I thought it might be better, and I don't think this one's particularly good either. This is still semi-decent. This is the prime candidate at the moment. I like it when I find envoys in tribal villages. It always makes me smile. I don't want to settle too many cities directly south of me, because in case I put Golden Gate down here, I need as much space as possible. So maybe we go and just keep moving in different directions. Maybe I'll send a settler up in this direction. Yeah, let's do that. We can escort using that crossbow. The longer the medieval era, the better for me, by the way, because then we're going to start to really get a monopoly on all of the engineers. Second workshop finished. That's now 7 engineering points per turn. We can get to 9. We can get to 9 pretty quickly. But city number 4, yeah, why not just add to the wonderful little setup we've got going here? Garrett, why did you join in with everything going on here? Actually, yes, let's go for the harbor. Let's go for the harbor, because then we can build mausoleum. Garrett, I think that's going to be your job. No pressure. Another workshop. Way. Hey, the production's really good. 82 production with just 4 cities. And Garrett doesn't really count at this point because Garrett's not quite woken up from the deep slumber. Mega Colossal Eruption. Oh, has that taken out the government plaza? It has. That's unfortunate. All right, go fix that quickly, please. Yeah, this looks like a really good location. A really good location. We kind of want to get this settled as soon as possible, thinking about it. Buttress. Let's get the Ancestral Hall done. I think Dr. Bobby wants the extra housing here. 8 production. 8 turns to finish it. That's going to be tough, but again, it just sets this fidget spinner up perfectly. It's not quite a full spinner. It's kind of half a spinner, but it's enough. It's a good half. Okay, next up, let's go military tactics and then just follow this pathway all the way to industrialization. Did we do that? I do kind of want to stick to the bottom of the tree, but I think we're going to need Ruhr Valley. We're going to need the factories. Let's try that. Okay, this is looking more and more like the perfect location. So we're going to have to put the city 3 tiles away from Golden Gate to go as inland as possible. And I think it's going to be one of these 2 locations. Question then is, how many national parks can we build? I think if I put the city center there, what I'm now going to do is put the map tax on with this national park symbol at the beginning or at the top of where I want to put the national parks. If I put one there, I can put a second one directly above and a third one there. We can always raise Venice if we need to. And we'll go for 4. Like, we're going to need all of the space we can get in these cities. 5, 6, 7, and possibly more. This is going to be really good. Yeah, but this is the city, which means with a setup like this, we can work out which tiles are not going to have national parks on them. I will be able to put districts on, like for instance, this one, that tile. We'll work that out in a bit. Yeah. Okay. We need to get a city down there as soon as possible. And luckily, Mr. Fancy Sweatpants is on it. Huzzah to this. Okay, there is snow below me in this city, but I think that is fine. If I go any further north, I can work more of this tundra, but then I get closer to Venice. This lake is kind of in the way. I don't think this is a bad spot. I think that's pretty good. 11 extra production from craftsmen. Oh yeah, in you go. What a card. So city number 5. Legally Trash, you've kind of got this weird dual role where part of you is basically just stopping Zulu from being able to take any of this land. But the other part is there is quite a bit of breathtaking terrain here once the rainforest was removed. So, you know, can we just remove the rainforest? Is that okay? You say ecological disaster. I just say terraforming. It's fine. Grants is another 3 engineering points per turn. So now we're getting 12 per turn. We're actually hitting as close to the maximum time in this era as possible, which is really good. We might actually be able to get 10 national parks in this single city. Maybe. I'll keep working on it. Maybe there's a better arrangement here, but I'm liking this so far. Also, Kema and Indonesia both want to be fans, and we can get alliances up with them. Go on, then, Zulu. If you want to attack me again, you're going to have to go through all of my allies, which, being honest with you, they probably would happily do. So maybe I shouldn't tempt them, but yeah, we'll see. Okay, now the settler's going to start making its way down south. This is going to be the Golden Gate settler. I, for one, am very excited. Well, there is actually another possible location over to the other side of Zulu, but I don't know how good it's going to be. We might have to clear a city-state off that if we want to use it. Another settler, this time over on the floodplains to my left, looking for another industrial zone location. Death Wall is primarily going to start building that industrial zone complex. Again, these sort of formations look really cool. I do like these. Just takes a bit of production to get them going, but it's always worth it, especially with Bologna around. James of St. George, the first engineer, hopefully the first of many. Who's up next? Bishang, not the one I want. I really wanted Imhotep, but never mind. La Venta, not a first meet, but a useful one nonetheless. I actually think Kamasi might be really handy here. If we can get Kamasi rocking and get some trade routes out of this new Golden Gate city, that will help the culture expansion of it really quickly. We need as much culture as we can get. We're very keen on culture. Let's think about this a bit more, but yeah, but I think all of our strategy just has to go into the one amazing city. This is going to be so cool. I'm so excited for this. I really, really am. 2 envoys into Laventa. We find, not much. Oh well. It's, you know, I'm glad we had a look. 10 turns left on the medieval era. That means I will get Bisheng, but maybe not any of the others. Oh, do I run any industrial zone logistics projects? Is tempting. Let's run 1, 2, 3. It just wastes a couple of turns, I know, but it could be really quite valuable. Because I want Mausoleum. Yeah, the more I think about it, the more we actually do really want like quite a bit of stuff. Great engineers are just so useful. They're really good. I don't want to miss any of them, please. I would like Kamasi though. Let's focus a little bit on just thinking how we're going to get Kamasi. Oh, Delicate Arch. Where was that? I assume by Laventa. No, it's actually by Chingasi. Another city-state. A lot of faith from trade routes on this one. Oh, Johannesburg as well. More production. That's really good when you have an empire just full of industrial zones. The typical bull moose play. You know, everyone plays bull moose like this. It's totally the right way of doing it. Pingala now has researcher. Just a tiny bit more science. Just helps us push through the tree as quickly as possible, and actually puts us into the joint tech lead of people we know. 24, 24, 24. Hey, we're keeping up against deity, considering I really don't have a lot going on other than bull moose's latent benefits. I'll always take that as a bit of a win. Now we go humanism. Here we go. We're not going to get it before the end of the era, unfortunately, but hopefully it won't make a difference. We're getting 11 points per turn. Remember that, because we'll see how much a project gives us and whether or not it's worth it or not. Instead of 11 points, we got 42, so it's worth 31 points. Okay, actually, that's pretty good. Maybe we can get all of the engineers if we rush a couple more of these. How many turns have we got? 7 turns. Got 2 more projects. That'll put 62 points through, which is half of the next engineer. You know, I'm going to have to run 1 more project, but I think this is worth it because we want as many of these wonder builders as possible. Ngarzagamu. That's a nice city-state. That's the sort of city-state that's like, oh, Zulu's attacking me. Quick, panic, and now I have an army. Harbor means we can put Mausoleum down now, so we shall. Here it goes. 35 turns. We'll get that soon. And I am building mines around this area. If you actually have an area of the map that's really low on appeal, don't bother trying to chase it. This is where you put your mines down. People get hooked on the idea that Bull Moose can't put anything down that removes appeal. He can. You just have to sort of segment it, zone it a little bit. Be clever about how you do it, and you can get away with anything. 5 turns left, and Bisheng. Bam. Enlightenment boosted. Who's up next? Imhotep. We'll pick you up immediately, and now we don't need to rush the rest, but we will go for a Theodore as soon as possible. Okay, this is perfect. We're balancing everything really nicely. So the dam is now finished, which means all of these industrial zones have been boosted. +9, +5, +5. Oh, that's big production. That's big production energy now. In fact, let's get the diplomatic quarter down for more envoy generation. Even better. Oh, this is lovely. This is my 7th city in the north on this large lake. This 7 seas map. Ice elves suck. Well, we'll see about that. We will see about that. Let's get all of the trade routes done, please. We're going to work on Kamasi's bonus as soon as we can get it. But as soon as the city gets the temple going and my religion, oh, the food growth is just unnecessary and wonderful. Actually, I say unnecessary. Unnecessary is the wrong word. It is absolutely necessary. And finally, a very special shout out goes to Glorious Petra, Matthew Wilkinson, Paul Coffey, Portland, Clint Hennis, The Nickerman, Daddy Bear Todd, Toon General, Civilized, Capoyobi Vireni, The Uncivil Engineer, Lillian, Radiatore, Scott Stratton, Major King Kong, Skeptical Bear, Cinnamon Beard, Private Selection, Genoa Salami, Callum Billy, Garrett Gowan, El Truant, Creston, RB Hedged, Mushkin Mandletort, Burial, I'm Daft, Gooberman, Dr. Bobby, Mixomatosis, NTG Golfman, Indigenous 68, Technology Poet, Teddy Zersa, Zaf, Barnaby Rex, Charlie Bears, Flying Dutch Burbs, Nate the Great, Alex Frost, Mean Penguin, Interplanet Janet, Frankincense Battlezord, Bookaluke 79, Bob Loblaw, Geography Teacher, Juvara, Morax, Sinikush, Echobear, Deja Fu, Kovuwu, Legally Trash, Is This Live, Minnow, Sorted Dutch, Rad Bickley, Shadow of Gaia, Flower Power Bear, Poppy Dude, Dan Jamo, Buster Blader, Bob Tway, Toddler, Abstract Fun, Slither Alley. Thank you everyone for your support. Goodbye!